Hello, this is Miss Duncan's favorite student. Excuse me. Austin Nisbet, presenting to you Mass Society, where the middle is just the beginning. First, we have the upper middle class. Yes, I said it. Upper middle class, which consisted of successful industrialists and banking families. The people who made up this segment of the middle class tended to be wealthy and married to noble aristocrats, which allowed them access to titles that the noble aristocrats had. Next is the solid middle class. And yes, I mean solid like this 135-pound frame of mine. This class is what I like to call the Goldilocks class. And you may want to write that down because that's good stuff. By the Goldilocks class, I mean that the people that make up this sector of the class are business professionals, moderately successful industrialists, merchants, engineers, doctors, and lawyers that are not incredibly successful, but they're not failures either. They have just the right amount of talent and make just the right amount of money to live comfortably in this society. Now we get to the lower middle class that consists of small traders, shoe keepers, and manufacturers, and white-collar workers. Since for wealthier people income taxes were lower, there was a huge gap between the other two classes and the poor people in this class. Leisure in this society consisted basically of people boozing it up, theater, and sports. As far as drinking goes, women drank socially with men, but later drinking heavily was seen as unacceptable. People enjoy themes of social comedy about marriage in the theater. And on the field, blood is not the objective anymore of games. Scoring goals is. In mass society, fewer children were being conceived in order for parents to better care for the children they have. Between parents and children, a bond still exists. And children like to play sports like soccer. Education increased and more people could attend school. In the aristocracy of this time were industrialists, bankers, merchants, and plutocrats who were aristocratic investors in industry. In 1850, 73% of millionaires were aristocratic. But by the 1900s, only 27% of millionaires were aristocratic, which shows the growing wealth of the middle class. Aristocrats and upper middle classers often married, leaving the aristocrats with more money and the upper middle class with titles. A huge change in the middle class as far as marriage goes is that it is now for love. People marry not because they are forced to, but because they want to. And as far as prostitution goes within the middle class, it becomes big, especially for unmarried girls, who, as a gender, women made some leeway in their fight for rights. Until 1850, 1 of 3 babies were illegitimate, or the parents weren't married. But after the 1850s, married women then took back the advantage. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I'm sure you guys got some great notes because I brought you guys to school. As far as shoutouts go, I'd like to give one to Joshua C., Spartacus, Bobby, my partner Shane, Mrs. Duncan, and I'd just like to tell everyone, stay on your Molaire, you know I'm always on mine, and have a good one.